Good morning, everyone. Well, 2 days with a chance of severe storms in Iowa today and tomorrow, but we will be rewarded with some very nice weather on Sunday. So let's get right to your hour-by-hour forecast starting 8 a.m. this morning. Now, no severe storms out there early this morning, but I do want to mention the chance for some leftover weak storms and showers, particularly in the south-central part of the state. That's where the best chance of rain is. A smaller chance in the north-central part of the state, but definitely focused on the central part of the state. Really small chances in the far eastern and far western part of the state. Also, what's interesting is the best chance of rain is actually looking like the morning hours today. When we jump ahead to 1 o'clock this afternoon, notice still activity out there, still mainly in the central part of the state, but not as much. And so that's going to lead to kind of a unique situation with the temperatures. So where the extra clouds are going to be around, where the rain is going to be around, temperatures are going to be cooler. So in the central part of the state, there could be spots, especially south central part of the state, that only top out in the upper 70s. Farther to the north, we're probably looking at low to mid 80s, but in the far eastern part of the state, far western part of the state, mid to upper 80s looking more likely. For the central and western part of the state, looking breezy today. Actually, in the far eastern part of the state, not much wind expected in and around the Quad Cities, for example. I think all of the activity during the day today is going to be gone by 6 o'clock this afternoon. So evening plans are looking good across the state. I do want to stress that, because the severe threat actually doesn't begin until late tonight. What we're going to see is an area of showers and storms firing up ahead of a cold front. And the activity is actually going to be initially firing up along the front in Nebraska, but then it's going to race ahead of the front. And it looks like it's going to spread across the entire state. So across the state tonight, a good chance of rain and unfortunately a chance of severe storms. And I'm most concerned the earlier in the night the storms arrive, the greater the severe threat. So I think one of the places that has the greatest chance of seeing severe storms tonight is around the Sioux City area, around midnight tonight. However, the latest high-resolution models keep the activity together pretty good. And so we've got to mention a chance of severe storms for everyone tonight, though I do think we're going to see fewer and fewer severe storms as we go through the night. Here we are at 3 a.m., the activity peaking in the central part of the state. And notice still a good chance of showers and storms 6 a.m. tomorrow morning in the Quad Cities. So heavy rain and lightning is still a good bet in the Quad Cities. And I can't completely rule out maybe a one leftover severe storm, but I do want to stress that the chance for severe storms in the Quad Cities definitely smaller than over in Sioux City, but technically not zero in the Quad Cities. So that's why we have the situation that we're seeing here with the severe weather threat, really highlighting western Iowa for the greatest threat for wind gusts of 60 miles per hour, quarter-size hail, maybe even a tornado. Can't completely rule that out in western Iowa. I'm not worried about tornadoes in the central and eastern part of the state, but notice you are under the marginal risk. There's an outside chance for particularly probably some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe some penny-size hail. Greatest threat in the western part of the state, but technically a chance for everyone. The smallest chance of severe storms, though, in and around the Quad Cities. We're not done yet, though, because, again, I mentioned that's activity that's racing ahead of the front. So the front is going to be over Iowa tomorrow. Now, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, activity probably limited to the far eastern part of the state, and these are just going to be, at this point, leftover weak showers and storms. And this activity is really going to die down late morning, looking real quiet across the state. But the front is still there. So we're going to see some redevelopment in the afternoon. Now, early afternoon, we're talking about some weak storms, showers, nothing big. But check out in the late afternoon. Notice we're seeing those shades of orange and even a couple spots of red showing up, indicating the potential, once again, for severe storms. Look at the difference in temperatures, by the way. Tomorrow afternoon, probably topping out around 90 degrees in the Quad Cities, lots of humidity. Meanwhile, over in the western part of the state, low 80s and not much humidity. That's the difference in whether you're seeing the front yet or not. I've got to talk about the wind situation. Going to be windy in eastern Iowa, windy in western Iowa. Right in the central part of the state, though, I'm just going to call it a breezy day in that transition zone. So we do have to mention the chance for severe storms, though I think even smaller than what we're going to see late tonight. But I do have to mention the chance late afternoon, early evening hours. Definitely a good chance of rain in eastern Iowa and a good chance for heavy rain and lightning, but we still got to mention the chance for some damaging wind and hail. However, I do think it's late afternoon, early evening hours. By 11 o'clock, the front is clear of us, and that is it for the rain chances for the rest of the weekend. So, for tomorrow, late afternoon, early evening hours, the severe weather threat, Cedar Rapids, Dubuque, and east of Des Moines, east and southeast of Des Moines. So this does include the Quad Cities. It is the marginal risk. So what's most likely in those storms that do pop up in the late afternoon, early evening hours tomorrow is just heavy rain and lightning. But there could be a couple that overachieve and produce wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and perhaps some penny-sized hail. Finally, here's the really good news. Sunday looking like a nice day across the state. You know what? In the northeastern part of the state, it may only top out in the mid-70s. Most of us are going to be in the upper 70s. Maybe a couple spots, particularly in western Iowa, will reach around 80 degrees. Looking at partly to mostly sunny skies. There's not going to be much humidity, and it is going to be breezy across the state, gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour.